No introduction needed, man. You read the title right. Your boy has now completed 3 years of semen retention. Yes, sir. Let me repeat myself. Your boy has now completed 3 years straight retaining my seed. Now, I want to preface this by saying that by no means is this a flex. By no means am I trying to say that I'm better than you. By no means am I trying to say that I got all figured out. Because, quite frankly, I don't got it all figured out. I'm just as flawed as each and every single one of you guys out there watching this. But this is what this journey of life is all about, man. Solving problems, fixing issues, and overall developing ourselves to the best possible version. Now, when it comes to that, when it comes to becoming the best possible version of yourself on this road to self-mastery, I truly believe that semen retention is a must. Yes, sir. Jesus Christ. Semen retention is a must for a man on the road to self-mastery. This is one of the things that I picked up over these past 3 years, man. Like, truly, this is a transformative and life-changing practice for the men who are serious about that road to self-mastery, who are serious about developing themselves in all aspects of life to reach their full potential. Because even though it isn't the end-all be-all, it isn't the cure to all your problems, it isn't going to make you superhuman, it is truly a big piece to the puzzle when it comes to overall personal development. And it gets even deeper when you get into the spiritual aspects of semen retention, which to me, after 3 years of this practice, is the most profound aspect of it. Yes, the mental benefits are nice. Yes, the physical benefits are also great, but the spiritual path that it puts you on, the spiritual growth that you get on when you're on semen retention is unmatched, truly unmatched. So if you guys haven't got to that level yet on your journey, that you're experiencing the spiritual benefits, that you're experiencing these higher states of consciousness that tap you in to that understanding, those universal downloads of what what life really is, what you were brought here to do, how to see past the illusion, the matrix, the Maya, whatever you want to call it, then just keep that in the back of your head, because as you continue to progress, I guarantee you that this is going to be the best part of the practice as a whole. I can almost guarantee it, because like I said, once you get past a certain point, bro, the mental benefits, they become the norm. The physical benefits become the norm. This is the day-to-day. This is your daily basis. It isn't like how it was in the beginning when you were going from Coomer culture, Coomer Central, where you were just busting nuts on the daily, just draining yourself, and overall just living life and operating in that low state of vibration. Because when you go from that to retaining your seed, dude, there's a huge, huge shift. There's a huge difference that you can feel, that you can see, that other people can see, that you can just really take into account when it comes to the mind and body. Now, when you get to a certain point, that is your status quo. That is your natural default state. That is your default state, like you should have been the entire time. You just have to regain all these things from years of destroying yourself with this destructive habit of constantly releasing your seed. So after that, what's next? What's left? There's the spiritual stuff, bro. And that's where it gets more, geez, see, look, flies are just not letting me tell you all the facts. Jeez, what in my ear? That's when it gets real deep and dense, because you can see, hopefully from my main channel, how I've pointed out that there's a direct correlation to celibacy, chastity, and all these things when it comes to a lot of these spiritual philosophies and doctrines of time. But I don't want to get too deep with that, bro, because you can go on my main channel, check all that stuff out. You can hop in the community Discord server if you're not in that yet, because we got tons of resources regards to that. I just want to talk about why and how I've made it this far. Because I'm going to be making a whole guide on semen retention, like I said before, coming real soon. Stay tuned. But I just want to touch on that a little bit in this video after kind of hitting this 3-year mark. This really comes down to, like what I've said before, the purpose, your why for doing this. Because you already know what you need to do when it comes to semen retention. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of urges, there's a lot of obstacles you have to go through, but if you got to break it down and say what is the exact thing you have to do to practice semen retention, it's in the name. Retain your semen. Retain your life force. It's pretty simple. Simple, but not easy. I've said this many times. It's simple, but not easy. So, since you already know what you need to do, there's ways you can, I'll show you how in the guide coming up, the ebook coming up, but I want to emphasize the why. The why. Because when you really break it down, bro, because I was talking to one of the clients, one of the coaching members that I have, when it comes to semen retention, when it comes to all these things, if you're interested in that, man, hit me up on my Instagram, link in the pinned comments, or hit me up on the Discord, link in the pinned comments. I was talking, we were kind of breaking down his why, and I was showing him that you need to have a strong desire and strong why of doing this practice if you truly want to succeed, if you want to take it to the next level. And he told me his why is because I want to get out of this cycle of PMO, cycle of destructive habits. I said, yeah, that's great, but that's the first layer of why. What's the next layer? And he said, because if I get out of these bad habits, I can start adding in more productive things to my life. And I was saying, okay, that's another good why. Tell me what's the next layer of that. He said, once I start adding the productive things and habits to my life, I can start living in accordance to my higher self, my truest self, the things that I know that are deep down within me that I want to accomplish, that are like burning desires that my soul has, that are burning passions that I want to fulfill to eventually achieve my fullest potential. I said, great. What's the next layer after that? And they said, peace, inner peace. Inner peace, which is, I would have to say, basically what we do everything for. That inner peace of mind, inner peace of body, inner peace of soul. And that really kind of clicked the thing to me because I clicked with him. Understanding the why. It's more than just not doing PMO. It's more than just not busting nuts to pixels on the screen or chasing women that are eventually going to lead you down to a useless relationship that's going to mean out to nothing at the end of the day. It's more than just getting on self-improvement after you're getting off these bad habits. It's more than just fulfilling those things in life that are burning inside of you. It is about that inner peace as a man living in this world. It's that inner peace knowing that you're doing what is right. You're doing what you're meant to do. You're doing what you were brought here to do. And I'm not saying you're not brought here to retain your semen. No, I'm not saying that. But all of these things, when it comes to those layers that we just talked about, that start off with first being able to retain your life force, which comes with all the benefits that we discussed, eventually leads you to that point where you're living a life truest to yourself, where you're living a life in alignment to your highest self. And I don't care what anybody says, bro. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the girls in the world. You can have all the gains in the world. You can have everything that this material world can offer. That inner peace, and I'm not just talking about peace of mind. I'm talking about everything. Peace of mind, body, soul, like we just said before. That thing, that is priceless. There's no value to it. I mean, what the fuck am I saying? There's no value you can match to it. It's irreplaceable. This is what all these monks, all these sages, all these mystics, like I said on the spiritual side of semen retention, that's what they talk about. The inner peace, nirvana, enlightenment, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have to be going up in a cave meditating for 40 days, 40 nights, not eating food or drinking water. It's just knowing, that inner knowing, that gnosis, that inner knowledge that you are living in alignment to your purpose, your soul mission. And when you really take into account, bro, there's so many distractions within this world. And to me, in my opinion, if you're out of the survival mode, if you've got, dude, there's so many flies. They're like distractions. If you're out of survival mode and you're living in a state where you're not in immediate physical danger of like starving or someone's gonna kill you, or you can't find a place to sleep. If you're in that state, which most likely because you're watching this video, you need internet, you need Wi-Fi, you need a phone, you need a laptop. The biggest distractions and temptations for a man in the 21st century is lust. This is what occupies your mind on a subconscious level more than you could ever think of. I'm 3 years in onto semen retention. And again, by no means is this a flex, but I'm showing you how I still have a lot of flaws, that this stuff is still in my subconscious mind. I'm a young guy, got testosterone filled in me. That's how it's supposed to be. But in the over-sexualized society we live in today, it's just amplified to the max. Amplified to the point where it takes you away from that purpose. It takes you away from achieving your fullest potential because you're too busy watching porn. You're too busy swiping on Tinder. You're too busy watching, what's it called? All these red pill things to understand how to talk to women, how to text women. You put your whole focus on getting the box. And this takes away from the amount of fucks that you can give to actually fulfill your highest potential in life. This takes away from that energy. This takes away from that mental clarity. This takes away from that spiritual connection that leads you to that point that you really want to go to. You don't really care that much about the box. I'm letting you know right now. I don't know you personally, but I'm talking to you like you're face to face with me. Like a homie, like a friend, like a brother. You don't care about the box that much. You want that feeling that comes with it. You want that dopamine rush that comes with it. What if I told you you can get a better feeling, which is that inner peace, like I just discussed before, but it's going to take longer. It's going to be a lot more difficult. It's going to come with a bunch more challenges, but you're never going to feel guilt or shame afterwards. You're only going to feel fulfilled. You're only going to feel grateful, and you're only going to feel fantastic. If I can keep it simple, phenomenal, sensational. What if I told you that? Most people are just going to go the other way. Blue pill. Ignorance is bliss. I'm going to just go keep doing these things, even though I know I'm not supposed to be doing it. Even though I know it's going to make me feel like shit afterwards. Same type of people are the ones that get shit-faced at the club, get shit-faced at the bar, even though they know this shit is poison, literally for your brain, literally for your stomach, and it's going to make you feel like shit the next day. But you take that little bit of dopamine, that little rush in the moment. For what? Same thing when it comes to this, but on a more grandiose stage. Because now you're really depleting yourself. Now you're really draining that life force energy. So I'm guessing the people that watch this, because this is a second channel, man. This is what the Fulani. We are here in the field, in the flesh, as you can tell. You guys are already on semen retention. You already know about semen retention. You already know how powerful this is. Maybe you've experienced a little bit about it. Maybe you've had a couple month streaks, maybe a couple week streaks. Maybe you're in a year in. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the Discord server. But ask yourself that, man. Ask yourself like how I asked that client, that member, that brother that I was talking to. Ask yourself, what is your why? Why are you really doing this? Are you doing this because you saw someone on YouTube say this is the best way to get girls? Are you doing this because You've been addicted to fapping for years? Are you doing this because it sounds cool? Because like, you see all these anime clips I put in, anime clips other people put in, animes talking about this. Are you doing this for the spiritual aspect? Are you doing this just to get more focused, to be able to grind on your business, and this and that? Ask yourself. I don't know. I can't speak unless you want to hop on a call. Ask yourself that. Write it down. And then go down layer by layer by layer by layer, and you're going to eventually come down to that last point, like I said before. Peace. Inner peace. Inner knowledge. Inner knowing that you are on the right path. That you are on the road to self-mastery as a man. That you are about this shit. You're not just trying to live life that's adequate, mediocre, decent enough, good enough. You're trying to max it out on all levels. Mental, physical, spiritual, financial, entrepreneurial. I don't know if that's even a fucking word, but you get what I mean. Family, friends. You're trying to max everything out. And when you're trying to max everything out, damn, my knees hurting. My bad. I had to find a little spot to squat, you know? What was I saying? Yeah, back to what I was saying. Max it on all these levels, bro. And if you want to, you got to put in the work. You got to put in more energy. Where does that energy come from? Your life force. Where does that mental clarity come from? With having a clean, pure mind. Where is it that fire, that drive, that inner spirit pushing you to do it? Comes from within. So, how are you going to go about it? How are you going to go about this practice if you're really serious about it? Are you going to do it just for a couple bouts? Like, okay, I'm just going to go 20 days, 30 days, 40 days. That's great. But I'm letting you know right now, my original goal was just to hit 90 days. I was like, I saw a video on YouTube. I was like, this sounds pretty scientific to me because it was showing all how it's reabsorbed in the body and stuff like that. It's like, let me go for it. 90 days. I was like, I'm not going to go back. What's the point? Hit a flat line around 6 months. I was like, is this real? Is this just placebo? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And I read the book Think and Grow Rich about the sexual transmutation chapter. I was like, oh, man. No, if this fool's talking about in the 1920s, there must be some merit to it. There was no YouTube videos back then, so I'm going to keep going. Eventually hit a year. Once I hit a year, once you hit a year, because you can hit a year, because there's nothing special about me. If I can hit a year, you can too. If I can hit 2 years, you can too. If I can hit 3 years, why can't you? But after I hit that year, which is the hardest hump you have to get over, it's that first hurdle that makes the other ones seem a bit easier. It's not easier, but you've just proven to yourself that you've done it once, you can do it again and again and again and again. After I hit that 1 year, I was like, there's no way I'm going back. There's no way I'm going to go back to releasing my seed for no reason. Then if over time, the more knowledge you get on this practice, the more knowledge you get from just life experience, the more knowledge you see how stupid, honestly, some people are when it comes to just releasing and just draining themselves and just cooking their creative abilities, their God-given potential when it comes to the overall just personal development. You just seem like, nah, man, it don't make sense. It don't make sense to me anymore. It's just not even enticing to me anymore. Pixels on the screen, I'm gonna pull out my schlong and stroke it. Come on, bro, I'm past that level. You gotta think like that right now. Day zero, you gotta think like you're past that. That was the old self, bro. You need to literally recreate yourself through self-destruction. You need to kill that old version of you. You need to never even associate yourself with these things. You're past that. Your consciousness is past that. Your physical body might still cling on to it, but your consciousness is past it. And wherever the mind goes, the body will follow eventually. Trust me, it will. This is a saying as old as time itself. Train the mind and the body will follow. So detach your mind from all these things, detach your soul from all these things, and your body will follow. So when you're on this journey, bro, and things get tough, and you feel that consciousness is pulling you back, that subconscious, all those programmings, all those scars in your mind from all this degenerate behavior, come back to that why. Dude, you can write this on a note, like I said, and put it up there if you're really serious about SR and you've really been tripping up. You don't want someone to guide you. You wanted to go on a solo, which I respect. Get at it. Write it. Let that piece of paper, that why, always be there in front of your face and in your subconscious mind to act as your support system. To give you reassurance like, bro, you're doing this for a bigger purpose. You're not doing this just all because of you want to get over bad habits. It's not just because you want to do self-improvement. It's not just because you want to fulfill goals in life. It's because you want to live a life as true as possible to that soul purpose, to that highest self. And you can't do that by draining yourself, by poisoning yourself basically with these, God, come on, man. By doing all these just destructive things. So that will always give you reassurance, give you motivation, give you the discipline, give you just a smack in the face that you wish maybe somebody was there for you when you're in the midst of these urges, that will keep you on the path. Because, like I said, this is simple, but it's not easy. This is the narrow path, bro. Not many people will go down it. Not many people even know about semen retention. So, how many of your friends in person practice it? Not many, I would say. Not many. And how many of them are going to be able to provide you this type of information and advice? I would say 0. That's why I made this Discord server. That's why I made this channel. That's why I'm giving you all this sauce. Because if somebody told me this earlier, I'm 24 right now. Might be young to some of you guys, might be old to some of you guys. I wish somebody told me about semen retention and all this stuff and how to actually do it way back, bro. Way back. Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, damn, I would have been way more ahead on my journey if I even knew about it before. This isn't something that you come to school and like your homies are talking about it like a goddamn basketball game. This is like some high level knowledge, information, and a high level path that not many people go on because not many people are serious about mastering themselves. A lot of people are okay with settling. A lot of people are okay with the average mediocre lifestyle that you're just gonna have to deal with. But not you, not me, not the people watching this channel, and just overall on this type of movement and mission. You gotta be locked in as a motherfucker. If you truly want to experience that bliss, that peace, like I said before. Now, I'm not saying you just gotta grind your way to get to it. You gotta be locked in to that understanding, that knowledge, that this is the core purpose of it. It isn't the other stuff. The layers will unfold till you get to that point. But I'm letting you know right now, that is the end point. Maybe when I go 4 years semen retention, 5 years semen retention, there's another layer. I don't know, but right now I'm telling you, it's about the inner peace. Because at the end of the day, what is the purpose of doing all these positive habits if you eventually don't end up with that inner peace? Nothing, really. You're going to always be in that state of suffering, state of chasing, state of desiring, state of just trying to get external things to fill that void of that peace that you've been looking for the entire time. So keep that in mind. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. And I'm out of here. Peace.